All right, so we are at the point in our video where you should have as your text so far your first and last name, present, introducing myself. We put our audio on our timeline as well. The next thing you're going to do is go ahead and on the left-hand side here, you're going to go ahead and grab your video. So you click and you drag it over to your timeline. Now notice how the audio of the video is hovering over our music track. To prevent that from cutting our music, we're going to go ahead and lift it up 1 to V2. Okay, so now that audio doesn't override the music track that we have. Let me go ahead and Control Z. Another way to keep it from affecting your music, you can also go to A1 and there's a little lock here. You click on the lock and notice nothing's going to affect the music. So when I go ahead and click and drag my video, notice it's not overriding the music at all. And I can also drop that in. Now, our goal today is to view the video and see where we need to cut parts out, how to cut parts, and make it into different sections so we can repeat anything that we say in our video. To do that, though, we want to make sure to mute our audio. So over here on the letter M in the A1 track, it says mute track. So I'm going to click on that. And now we're not going to hear our audio. So when I press play, all I can hear is myself. However, my volume is really low. And if you notice, my picture is really small also. So what we're going to go ahead and do is make the scale of our picture a little bit larger. So to do that, there's a couple of ways. I'm going to select my video in my timeline. I'm going to go ahead and right click it and click scale to frame size. So notice now it is scaled to the size of the frame. But let's say I want to zoom in on myself a little bit more. So what I can also do, so as long as this is selected, on the upper left area here, we're going to click our effects control. And I'm going to hover over the 100.0 size for the scale. And I'm going to go ahead and hover over, click and drag to the right. And notice I can zoom in on myself a little bit more. But I want to apply the rule of thirds because this pole is in the way and I kind of don't want it to take up that much space there. So I'm going to try and balance out my image. So I'm going to go to where it says position. I'm going to move it left and right. So this first set of numbers here, when I hover over and click and drag, I can move it over to the left. And now I'm applying my rule of thirds. So I'm not exactly centered on my video. All right, so you can play around with the scale. Let's say that you want to show yourself a little higher or lower. You can do that too, but I think it's okay to have about that much headspace and this much space on the right-hand side just to offset it a little bit.